How's it going, guys? Bring your platoon here, and welcome back to a great game in World of Tanks Xbox One Edition. Today I'm going to be in the Tier 10 Mercenary Tank, the Machine, the 4-clip auto-loading weird-ass tank that has the AMX-50B hull, or chassis, sorry, and the Chieftain's turret with a 100mm on it, which is, you know, the auto-loading, the auto-loading gun, 4-clip, yeah. So you deal 320 damage on average per shot. Your standard pen for your APCR is 248, and the Heat Premium Round pen is 310. I find myself, one, questioning whether or not I just suck, or if this tank is just bad, and the answer is neither. You just have to be very aware of how your tank is positioned, because if anybody can see the side of your tank, they can pen it at ridiculous angles because of how badly it is in fact armored on both sides. 30mm, the same as the AMX-50B. If you were not knowledgeable of that tank before, well, let me just put this into perspective. T110E5 is shooting at you, okay? Heat or APCR, it doesn't matter. You are facing him straight on, and he goes to the left about a meter. He can pen your sides like that. Auto bounce, 90-degree angle, doesn't matter. If it enters through the side of the tank and goes through the hull, or it hits the side hull, you're going to get penned. It's not great. There's another weakness of this tank. The lower plate of this tank, I thought it was phenomenal, and it is. The middle is. But if they do decide to shoot to the very left or the very right, they're curved parts. You'll see them when I turn the tank around at certain points of the gameplay, but look out for them, because it doesn't matter how far you're angling one way if they can see the left or right side of the lower plate. At the rounded edges, they are not armored as much as you might think, and they can be penned from anywhere frontally. I would say they're about 100mm thick. That's how shitty it is. Everything else in the upper and lower plate can bounce Tier 10 heat rounds from heavies and mediums respectively. One thing you gotta look out for when you're shooting heat into this thing, or heat with this thing, which you gotta look out for, don't shoot into tracks. I saw the ribbons popping up, I thought I was getting damage ribbons. Turns out that AMX M454 was just getting raped by other tanks. And now I have almost 2,000 track target hit damage because of that molestation that happened when I tracked him. So thank you, team. Appreciate that. But yes, the 248 average pen for the APCR, considering how low it is and considering that at longer ranges you're going to have a drop-off point for even less penetration than 248, yeah, you're going to have to load heat in this thing fairly frequently, just due to the fact that it's like an AMX-30B gun. Like, yeah, it's good in theory, and even before they nerfed the shell velocity and pen of it, well, just if they just kept, whatever. It's not, I'm not talking about the AMX-30B, but basically, you need the heat pen for top-tier heavy tanks. You need it to pen the T110E5's hatch. You need it to pen the superstructure of a Jagdpanzer E100. You need it to go through anything on the Type 5 or Type 4 heavy. And yeah, you need it for a lot of tanks. And if you're being hesitant about which shell to load because you see that they have super heavies on their team, like a hull down E100 or a mouse or anything like that, you're going to need heat for it, because having 248 pen, yeah, up close it's probably fine, but if they're angling at all, then you're going to get shit upon because you're going to bounce 3 out of 4 of your shots. And that's well, I guess worst case scenario would be 4 out of 4 shots bounce, but yeah, it gets a little frustrating when you have a still good reload of 25 seconds per 4 shots in your 100mm clip, but in order to capitalize on the damage, because you're not shooting a 120mm gun, that just means you need to shoot your gun more often to get the damage you need to 3-mark this thing, if you are in fact going for that. So I saw the Grill 15 coming over here. I know there's a Type 5 heavy just waiting there, but I figured I had the speed to outmaneuver him, and if he puts a shell into me in the side, that's fine, as long as it doesn't set my ass on fire. I rammed this Grill 15 for the kill. Luckily, the E4 takes out the Type 5 heavy, as he was not focusing on me. for whatever odd reason. And now I've got another clip of heat loaded because that's just what I have in this game. And I'm going to put a shell or two into the Chieftain. Okay, just one, that's fine too. I'm going to go right back into the APCR because the game's almost over and I really don't think I'm going to need it to take out the Bat Chat or the remainder of the HP on the VK7201K. But yeah, when I face off against the Bat Chat, I go absolutely full retard, and he gets a few free shots into me, but he ends up getting finished off, and I survive with only 1 pen of damage from him. So that's pretty weird. Or is it 2 pens of damage? Either way, I survive, we win, I get a decent amount of damage. It's like 7,700 damage combined, I think. Around there. But yeah, this tank, it's a lot better hull down. Oh, I guess one more thing I should mention. The spot behind the commander's hatch, which by the way is completely pennable, it's only like 50 millimeters of protection. But yeah, if anybody hits your hatch, they're gonna pen it. The spots behind the roof, the roof armor on your turret behind the commander's hatch is only 20 millimeters thick. So if you yank your tank forward and then backwards, the turret will fly up ever so slightly in the ass end of it, enabling people to shoot into your turret armor that is only, you know, it's overmatchable by anything. So if they hit it, they're gonna pen it. And I thought I've been on flat ground with people, but turns out I wasn't, because they somehow hit the roof and overmatched me, and I was just befuddled. I was baffled. It was crazy. If you're not above people, keep that in mind. If you're on flat ground with them, they can still pen it if they don't magically pen your hatch, which is a miracle in itself, but it can happen. And if they're close enough, it's definitely no problem to hit. So sniping can work in this thing, but with 0.35 accuracy, even if your reload is only 25 seconds, it's still gonna screw you most of the time, unless you're shooting into the sides of tanks, which really is no trouble at all for this thing. But yeah, good game. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.